Welcome to our channel. I'm so glad you've joined us today. You're about to dive into a truly mysterious and thought-provoking topic that has fascinated humankind for centuries: the afterlife and unrevealed truths. For as long as we've existed, humans have been drawn to the idea of what lies beyond this world, the mystery of the afterlife. We've all heard of it in stories, books, and spiritual teachings, but only a few dare to venture into the deeper, unexplored areas of this subject. It's a realm that evokes both curiosity and fear, a realm where we question not just what happens to us after we die, but also the nature of the soul, reincarnation, divine intervention, and the mysteries that transcend the physical world. Have you ever wondered about the hidden truths that lie beyond the visible world? Maybe you've asked yourself questions like, what happens when we leave this life behind? Where do our souls go? Or, are there forces at work beyond what our eyes can see? These are the questions that not only keep us up at night, but also drive us to seek answers in places that often challenge our understanding of reality. Some people spend their entire lives searching for these truths, while others may choose to ignore them, choosing the comfort of the known over the complexity of the unknown. But today, we're going to pull back the veil, even if just a little, and step into the realm of unseen forces, undiscovered realms, and eternal truths that might challenge everything you thought you knew about life, death, and what happens when we leave this world. In this video, we'll embark on a journey to explore the deepest and most profound mysteries about the afterlife. We'll take a close look at events that are still unknown, mysterious happenings that could provide us with a glimpse of what awaits us after we leave this world behind. The afterlife is a subject that spans across various cultures, religions, and spiritual practices. From the ancient Egyptians' belief in the judgment of souls to modern-day near-death experiences, humankind has long been fascinated by the idea of life after death. But what if everything we've been told is just a fraction of the truth? We'll dive into the unexplained experiences of those who claim to have touched the afterlife or encountered spirits of the deceased. These first-hand accounts from people who have had near-death experiences, out-of-body experiences, or even paranormal encounters could be the key to unlocking some of the secrets of the afterlife. Could there be truth in these testimonies? Or are they just vivid dreams and figments of the imagination? Moreover, we will delve into the timeless belief in reincarnation, an idea that has been passed down through generations in different cultures, suggesting that the soul never truly dies, but is reborn in a new body. Is this the ultimate truth? What if everything we know about life and death is far more connected than we ever thought? We will also examine the possibility that certain truths about the afterlife remain hidden from us for reasons we don't fully understand, perhaps to protect us, or maybe because we are not yet ready to comprehend them. There's a level of spiritual depth that some argue is beyond human understanding, yet the longing to understand it keeps us searching for answers. Before we dive into the details, take a moment to reflect on what you believe about the afterlife. Are you open to the possibility that there are truths beyond what we can see? Whether you're a believer in the spiritual realm or a skeptic, this video is designed to challenge your perceptions and encourage a deeper exploration of life beyond the physical. But before we start, don't forget to hit like, share this video with friends or family who may be curious about this mysterious subject, and subscribe to our channel. You don't want to miss out on the upcoming content, where we will continue to delve into fascinating and profound topics like this one. We'll be exploring everything from spiritual guides to the mysteries of the universe, and much more. So sit back, relax, and get ready for a journey into the unknown. Let's uncover the truth together. Stay tuned, and let's explore the afterlife and the secrets that await. The concept of the afterlife, an existence beyond the physical world, is a common thread woven throughout nearly every culture and religion throughout human history. From ancient civilizations to modern spiritual beliefs, there has always been a deep-rooted understanding that the soul transcends the limitations of the physical body and continues its journey after death. For millennia, people have turned to the afterlife for comfort, explanation, and hope. Ancient Egyptians believed in a grand and detailed journey of the soul, which began with judgment before the gods, determining whether a person would be granted eternal life in the afterlife or cast into oblivion. The Greeks too had their own versions of the afterlife, with the underworld ruled by Hades and a realm of rewards and punishments awaiting souls based on their actions in life. In Christianity, The afterlife is often depicted as a choice between heaven or hell, depending on one's faith and deeds during their earthly existence. Similarly, Hinduism and Buddhism speak of samsara, the endless cycle of reincarnation, where the soul is reborn in a new body based on karma. Despite the vast differences in belief systems, one common theme persists: the idea that death is not the end, but a transition to another realm. This realm may vary depending on your belief system. Some speak of heaven, hell, or a state of reincarnation, while others describe it as a spiritual plane of existence. Regardless of the specifics, nearly all cultures have maintained a belief in life after death, suggesting a universal human intuition that our existence transcends the material world. Yet, in today's modern world, the question remains: is there proof? After all, our understanding of the universe has evolved, and science demands evidence that can be seen, measured, and tested. With no concrete physical evidence of the afterlife, many skeptics dismiss the idea as myth, superstition, or mere fantasy. Despite this, the belief in the afterlife has not only persisted, but flourished. This enduring faith has stood the test of time, challenging the materialistic worldview and opening a window into unexplored spiritual realms. We cannot deny that science has made significant strides in understanding the physical world, but there are still mysteries that it cannot explain. Is it possible that these mysteries point to something greater, a realm beyond the physical world? Could the soul's journey continue after the body expires, as many cultures and religions have long believed? As we venture deeper into this question, we will explore not just the theories and teachings of ancient civilizations, but also the personal experiences of individuals who have encountered the unknown and have glimpsed what lies beyond. While science struggles to provide concrete proof of the afterlife, there exists a wealth of personal accounts, supernatural phenomena, and anecdotal evidence that suggests a reality beyond the material world. These accounts are not limited to ancient texts or religious teachings. They continue to be experienced in modern times, and some have even been documented by credible sources. One of the most compelling forms of spiritual evidence comes from people who have experienced a near-death experience, NDE. NDEs occur when individuals are clinically dead or close to death, but later revive, often reporting vivid and transformative experiences. Many people who have had NDEs describe similar features in their accounts, such as out-of-body experiences, OBEs. Many individuals report the sensation of floating above their own bodies and observing the scene from a detached perspective. This experience is consistent across different cultures and religions, suggesting a universal aspect of human consciousness that exists beyond the physical body. Entering a tunnel or light. A common feature of NDEs is the sensation of moving through a tunnel or toward a bright light. Those who experience this often describe the light as being overwhelmingly loving, peaceful, and divine. Some even encounter figures such as deceased loved ones or spiritual beings who guide them through the experience. Life review. Many NDE survivors recall reviewing their lives, seeing key moments of joy, pain, and choices, sometimes feeling the emotional impact of their actions. This review often leads to profound insights into one's life purpose and the consequences of their actions, suggesting a higher level of moral or spiritual judgment. A sense of peace and unconditional love. The feeling of peace and unconditional love reported during NDEs has led many to believe that the afterlife is a place of healing and divine compassion. The emotional warmth and comfort felt by those who have crossed the threshold of death suggests that the afterlife is not a place of torment, but rather a realm of understanding and acceptance. These experiences, while deeply personal and subjective, are shared by millions of people across the globe and cannot be dismissed as mere fantasy or hallucination. The consistency and profound impact of these accounts challenge the scientific narrative that consciousness is purely a product of the brain and cease to exist upon death. Could it be that these experiences are glimpses into another realm, one that we can't yet fully comprehend? The similarities between NDE accounts raise the possibility that the afterlife is not just an abstract concept, but a real and tangible realm that exists beyond the physical world. In addition to NDEs, many individuals have experienced what could be described as spiritual encounters with loved ones who have passed away. These encounters may occur in dreams, visions, or even in waking life. The following are some of the common ways people report connecting with the deceased. Dreams of deceased loved ones. Many people who have lost a loved one report vivid dreams where they feel the presence of the deceased. In these dreams, the deceased often appear healthy, happy, and at peace, offering messages of reassurance or guidance. Some individuals believe these dreams to be a form of communication from the afterlife, helping the living understand that their loved ones are still with them in spirit. Visions and apparitions. There are countless stories of people seeing the spirits of the deceased in physical spaces. These apparitions may appear as full-body images or as shadowy forms, often conveying a sense of peace or protection. In some cases, the deceased may communicate messages, either directly or through symbolic gestures. Mediums and spiritual communication. Some individuals claim to possess the ability to communicate with spirits through mediumship. These mediums are said to act as intermediaries between the living and the deceased, providing messages from the afterlife. While some view mediums with skepticism, others believe that their ability to connect with spirits provides a glimpse into a world that exists beyond our physical realm. These experiences, whether through dreams, visions, or messages from mediums, suggest that the boundaries between the living and the dead are not as rigid as we once believed. Could it be that the spirits of our loved ones continue to watch over us, offering guidance from beyond the veil? Many who have experienced these encounters find comfort in the idea that death is not the end, but a transition into another phase of existence. Another form of spiritual evidence comes in the form of paranormal phenomena, which include ghostly apparitions, poltergeist activity, and unexplained events that cannot be easily dismissed by conventional science. Some common manifestations include hauntings. Many individuals report hearing unexplained noises such as footsteps, voices, or knocking sounds. In some cases, objects may move on their own, or people may feel cold spots in rooms where no natural explanation can be found. These hauntings are often linked to places where traumatic events occurred, suggesting that the spirits of the deceased may be bound to certain locations. Poltergeist activity. Poltergeists are spirits believed to cause physical disturbances, such as throwing objects, creating loud noises, or even making contact with the living. While poltergeist activity is often seen as the work of mischievous spirits or residual energy, it raises the possibility that the afterlife involves an energetic presence that can interact with our physical world. Messages from the beyond. Some paranormal occurrences, such as the sudden appearance of symbolic signs, like feathers, lights, or specific numbers, are interpreted as messages from the deceased or the spiritual realm. These signs may serve as a way for loved ones to communicate or guide those still living. While these paranormal phenomena often defy explanation, they raise the question, are they simply random occurrences, or are they evidence of an unseen world beyond our own? Could the afterlife be interacting with our reality in subtle ways that we cannot fully understand? As we continue exploring these various forms of spiritual evidence, it becomes increasingly clear that the afterlife is not just a vague, abstract concept. There are many who have experienced encounters with the spiritual realm, whether through NDEs, messages from the deceased, or paranormal phenomena. These experiences challenge our understanding of life, death, and the nature of existence, offering us a glimpse into a world that lies beyond the physical. In the next section, we will delve deeper into the concept of reincarnation, another powerful belief that suggests the soul never truly dies, but is reborn in a new body, continuing its journey through the cycles of life and death. Reincarnation. The belief that the soul is reborn into new bodies after death is a concept found in numerous cultures and religions across the globe. It has been a central tenet in spiritual teachings for thousands of years, offering hope and a deeper understanding of the continuity of life beyond the limitations of the physical body. But the question remains, does the soul truly reincarnate, or is this belief just a comforting myth designed to ease the fear of death? One of the primary sources of the concept of reincarnation comes from ancient Hinduism, where it is closely linked to the cycle of samsara, or the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. According to Hindu philosophy, the soul, or Atman, is eternal and undergoes many lifetimes until it reaches liberation, or moksha. This liberation is achieved when the soul has attained a state of perfect knowledge and spiritual realization, transcending the need to reincarnate. In this system, the soul's journey is governed by karma, the law of cause and effect. The actions from one life determine the nature of the next life, a cycle of growth, learning, and moral development. Buddhism, which arose from the teachings of Siddhartha Gautama, also incorporates the concept of reincarnation. However, in Buddhism, reincarnation is viewed somewhat differently. The Buddha taught that life is an endless cycle of suffering, and the goal is to break free from this cycle through spiritual enlightenment. Reincarnation in Buddhism is a continuation of samsara, where the soul is reborn based on the accumulated karma from past lives. The ultimate goal for Buddhists is to achieve nirvana, the state of liberation and freedom from the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. In contrast, Western religions like Christianity and Islam have different perspectives. The concept of reincarnation is generally rejected, with an emphasis on the soul's eternal existence in either heaven or hell. However, there are pockets of thought within these traditions that entertain the possibility of reincarnation, often through mystical or esoteric interpretations. The idea of reincarnation challenges the view of a single life followed by judgment and an afterlife, inviting questions about the continuity of the soul. While the concept of reincarnation is central to these spiritual and religious traditions, it is not limited to ancient belief systems. The belief in the soul's journey and reincarnation has gained a following in modern times as well, with movements like the New Age philosophy incorporating the idea of past lives and spiritual evolution. Books, workshops, and therapy techniques like past life regression have become popular methods for exploring the possibility of reincarnation. The question remains, can reincarnation be proven, or is it simply an article of faith for those seeking to understand life beyond the physical? Modern science has yet to offer definitive proof of reincarnation, yet there are countless stories and personal experiences that challenge the materialistic worldview. There are numerous accounts from people who claim to have memories of past lives, experiences that they believe can only be explained by reincarnation. Children, in particular, have been documented in numerous cases around the world, where they speak in detail about events, places, and people from past lives that they could not have possibly known through ordinary means. These accounts often include names, locations, and events that later prove to be accurate, even though the child could not have had access to that information. Some scientists have attempted to study these claims, with Dr. Ian Stevenson, a psychiatrist from the University of Virginia, being one of the most well-known figures in this field. Stevenson spent over 4 decades documenting cases of children who remembered past lives. His research focused on the accuracy of the children's memories and their ability to identify deceased individuals they had no prior knowledge of. While skeptics argue that these memories could be the result of suggestion, coincidence, or psychological factors, Stevenson's research offers intriguing evidence that challenges the purely materialistic view of human existence. There are also mystical experiences that suggest the existence of past lives, such as visions during meditation or spontaneous recollections of former existences. For some people, these experiences feel vivid and real, with details that come to them in ways that cannot be easily dismissed as mere imagination. These experiences often lead individuals to seek spiritual practices, such as meditation or regression therapy, to uncover more about their past lives and the lessons they may have carried over into their current existence. Despite the theories offered by both science and religion, many questions about reincarnation and the soul's journey remain unresolved. The idea that the soul could travel through multiple lifetimes, accumulating experiences and lessons, offers an attractive and comforting view of the continuity of life. Yet, the lack of hard evidence leaves room for doubt and speculation. One of the key challenges in proving reincarnation is the inability to measure or observe the soul. Science, as it currently stands, operates within the constraints of the physical world. It relies on what can be observed, tested, and quantified. The soul, by its very nature, is believed to exist beyond the physical realm, making it impervious to scientific methods of inquiry. This lack of empirical evidence has led many skeptics to dismiss reincarnation as a superstition or an illusion. In their view, memories of past lives may be explained by psychological mechanisms such as confabulation, where the brain fills in gaps of information with fabricated memories. Alternatively, some argue that these memories could be the result of cultural conditioning or collective unconsciousness, where ideas and images are shared across generations and cultures. However, the fact that reincarnation remains a belief in so many diverse cultures suggests that there may be something to it that modern science cannot yet comprehend. Could it be that the scientific paradigm is simply not equipped to understand phenomena that exist beyond the physical? Perhaps, like other aspects of consciousness and reality, reincarnation is a phenomenon that transcends the limits of our current knowledge. One mystery that remains unresolved is the nature of the soul itself. If the soul does indeed reincarnate, what is its true nature? Is it a separate, conscious entity that persists through time, or is it merely a product of the mind and consciousness? How does the soul retain memories or experiences from past lives, and what influences its journey from one existence to the next? These are questions that have puzzled philosophers and spiritual leaders for centuries, and there is still no consensus on the answers. Another mystery is the role of karma in reincarnation. Karma, the law of cause and effect, is often seen as the driving force behind the soul's progression from one life to the next. But how does karma work? How does the soul accumulate karmic debts, and how are these debts paid in future lives? Some argue that karma is a moral law, ensuring that actions have consequences and that the soul evolves toward greater spiritual understanding. Others view it as a more neutral process, where actions simply lead to a natural flow of experiences, without moral judgment attached. Finally, there is the question of why some people seem to have extraordinary memories of past lives, while others do not. Are some souls more evolved than others? Do they carry with them greater spiritual wisdom from previous existences? Or are they simply more attuned to the memories of their past selves? These questions remain elusive, and the answers may lie beyond our current understanding of time, consciousness, and the soul. As we continue to explore the mysteries of reincarnation, it becomes clear that there is much about the soul and its journey that remains unknown. While science and religion provide different perspectives on the afterlife, neither has been able to offer definitive answers to the questions surrounding reincarnation. Yet, the enduring belief in reincarnation, coupled with the growing body of anecdotal evidence, suggests that there may be more to our existence than we can currently grasp. In the next section, we will explore these unsolved mysteries further, looking at how the concept of the afterlife intersects with spiritual practices, personal experiences, and the possibility of a greater spiritual truth that connects us all. Could there be a grand design behind reincarnation, guiding us toward a higher purpose? Let's continue our journey into the unknown. The afterlife has been the subject of speculation, fear, and wonder for centuries. Many have pondered what happens when the soul leaves the body. Is it a peaceful transition, or is it something far more complex, involving trials and challenges that the living cannot even begin to comprehend? The truth is, the afterlife may be far more intricate and profound than we could ever imagine. It is not just a realm filled with light and peace. It is a world full of deep mysteries, each soul facing unique journeys that depend on their actions, lessons learned, and spiritual growth during their lives. For centuries, people have spoken of a tunnel of light, a sensation of floating towards a place of peace, encountering loved ones who have passed before them, and feeling enveloped by unconditional love and light. Yet this is only one interpretation of the afterlife. While many have experienced this type of peaceful transition, there are others who report startlingly different experiences, suggesting that the afterlife is not one-dimensional, but rather multifaceted, with various realms, challenges, and even tests waiting for the soul. Some near-death experiences, NDEs, report encounters with beings of light, guides, and even encounters with the deceased who offer wisdom or warnings. However, others describe feelings of fear, confusion, and a sense of being lost or stuck. Some have claimed to experience terrifying visions or even a feeling of torment that lasted far longer than they anticipated. These experiences challenge our common understanding of the afterlife, leading to the belief that there may be realms we cannot yet fully grasp, areas of existence where souls confront their deepest fears, unresolved emotions, and karmic debts before they can move forward. There are shocking discoveries that suggest souls face challenges after death that go beyond the simple passage into eternal peace. In some belief systems, there is a notion that souls must undergo a form of judgment or purification, confronting their past actions and the impact they had on others. This journey can be intense and emotional as the soul revisits key moments from its previous life, learning lessons or making amends in order to continue progressing toward a higher state of being. For some, this can mean wandering in a limbo state until they work through unresolved issues or until they achieve spiritual clarity. Perhaps the most unsettling possibility is the concept of souls becoming trapped in between realms, unable to move on due to emotional attachments, unfinished business, or unresolved guilt. The idea of restless spirits or ghosts is not just folklore. It is a reality that many cultures have believed in for centuries. Could it be that some souls become stuck in the afterlife, unable to transcend because they have not yet completed their spiritual journey or understood the lessons their life was meant to teach? This concept suggests that the afterlife is not simply a final destination, but rather a process, a journey that continues after death, full of twists, turns, and sometimes difficult revelations. If the afterlife is not just a singular destination, but a journey, the question arises, how do souls move from one realm to the next? Is there a specific door they must pass through, or is it more of a gradual transition, where the soul moves through stages until it reaches a final resting place? According to numerous accounts from mediums, near-death experiences, and religious teachings, the journey after death is often described as a path, one that the soul must walk through, sometimes with the assistance of spiritual guides, angels, or other beings of light. One of the most commonly described experiences is the idea of a door or gate that the soul must pass through after death. This door may not be a literal one, but is often depicted as a metaphor for the transition from the physical realm to the spiritual one. Many who have had near-death experiences report a sense of moving through a tunnel toward a bright, welcoming light. However, others speak of a more complex process, where the soul has to confront its own fears, regrets, and unresolved issues before it can truly pass through the gate into the afterlife. Some people report that they were given a choice, to return to the physical world or to move on to the next stage of their spiritual journey. This choice seems to be given when the soul has not yet completed its purpose or has unfinished business that needs to be resolved. This notion of having the power to choose suggests that the afterlife is not a place where souls are simply assigned a fate, but rather a place where they are given opportunities for growth, healing, and transformation. In some cases, it is suggested that the soul might revisit past lives to understand what it has learned, or to resolve unresolved karma before moving forward. Messages from the afterlife are another fascinating aspect of this journey. Mediums, who claim to have the ability to communicate with the deceased, often relay messages from those who have passed. These messages can range from simple signs of reassurance to profound guidance that helps the living understand the nature of the afterlife. Many mediums claim that the deceased communicate through symbols, dreams, or even direct messages, offering comfort to loved ones left behind. In some cases, messages from the afterlife are reported by individuals who have not been trained as mediums, but who experience them spontaneously. These messages can come in the form of dreams, visions, or even physical signs, such as the scent of a deceased loved one's perfume, or a sudden feeling of their presence. Such encounters suggest that communication with the other side may not be as impossible as we once thought. It hints at the possibility that souls are not completely separated from the living world, but may be able to reach out in subtle ways to provide guidance, closure, or comfort. Religious descriptions of the afterlife also contribute to our understanding of the journey after death. Many religious teachings speak of judgment, where the soul is weighed against the actions of its previous life. In Christianity, for example, the soul is judged by God, determining whether it will enter heaven or hell based on its faith and deeds. Similarly, in Egyptian mythology, the soul must pass through the judgment of Osiris, where it is weighed against a feather to determine its fate. In some traditions, the soul's journey is not just about judgment, but also about learning and evolving. In the teachings of Buddhism and Hinduism, for example, the soul's journey through samsara is seen as an opportunity for spiritual growth. The soul is reborn into new bodies to learn lessons, balance karma, and ultimately achieve enlightenment. This process can take many lifetimes, suggesting that the soul is on an ongoing journey that continues long after death. One particularly compelling aspect of the journey after death is the idea of a life review. Many individuals who have had near-death experiences report reviewing their entire life from a detached perspective. In this review, they relive key moments, experiencing them not just from their own point of view, but also from the perspectives of others. This experience is often described as deeply transformative, offering a new understanding of the impact one has had on the world and on others. Some believe that this life review is a necessary step for the soul to learn from its past and prepare for its next phase in the afterlife. As we consider these different accounts and teachings, one thing becomes clear. The afterlife is not a singular, unchanging reality, but a complex and multifaceted journey that involves numerous stages, experiences, and transformations. Souls may not simply pass through a gate and enter into eternal peace, but may instead be required to face challenges, make choices, and undergo a process of spiritual healing before they can move on. Messages from the afterlife, whether through mediums or personal encounters, serve as a reminder that the boundaries between the living and the dead are not as rigid as we might think. The afterlife is not a distant, unreachable realm, but a space where souls continue to evolve, communicate, and perhaps even guide us from the other side. As we come to the end of this journey, we've explored the mysterious world of the afterlife and uncovered some of the unrevealed truths that await us beyond the veil of death. We've dived into ancient wisdom, personal experiences, and spiritual teachings to try and piece together the puzzle of what happens after we leave our physical bodies behind. While there are many aspects of the afterlife that remain beyond our comprehension, one thing is certain: each of us has a unique journey to undertake and a divine mission that transcends our earthly existence. This mission, while hidden to most, is part of a greater design that unfolds beyond the physical realm. The idea that life continues after death has been present throughout human history, in every corner of the world, from the teachings of Buddhism and Hinduism to the messages in Christianity, Islam, and various spiritual philosophies. These perspectives offer us glimpses into a reality that many of us cannot yet fully understand. The afterlife, as we've seen, is not a one-size-fits-all experience. For some it may be filled with light and peace, while for others it could involve trials and spiritual growth. Whether it is a journey of healing, a process of judgment, or a transition to a higher state of being, one thing remains clear: the soul's journey is as unique as the person who lives it. We've also encountered numerous personal accounts of near-death experiences, spiritual encounters, and messages from the deceased, which seem to point to the existence of an afterlife, offering both comfort and a deeper understanding of what might lie ahead. These experiences give us hope that the soul continues to exist, to evolve, and to learn beyond the confines of the material world. They challenge our traditional ideas of death and remind us that perhaps there is more to existence than what we can see with our physical eyes. But, as we've discussed, there are still many unanswered questions. What lies beyond the door that souls must pass through? How do souls navigate the afterlife, and what challenges do they face? Why do some souls seem to stay stuck in a limbo, while others move on effortlessly? These mysteries remain, and perhaps they are meant to be uncovered gradually as we continue our spiritual journeys in this life and beyond. While we may not have all the answers, we can take comfort in the idea that our journey doesn't end when our physical bodies cease to exist. We can trust that, no matter what awaits us after death, it is part of a larger, divine plan that is beyond our understanding. And as we continue to seek knowledge, explore these mysteries, and engage with the wisdom of the ages, we come closer to understanding the true nature of our souls and the purpose of our existence. If you found this video interesting and insightful, don't forget to like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel so we can continue to explore the mysteries of the universe together. There is so much more to discover, and we are just beginning to scratch the surface. Stay tuned for more exciting and profound topics as we embark on this journey of spiritual growth and discovery. Together, we will continue to unravel the secrets of life, death, and everything in between. Thank you for being a part of this incredible exploration. Until next time, keep seeking, keep questioning, and keep exploring.